In this video, we're going to be using the Encoch razor by Occam's, and Stirling Week continues with Piacenza. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And as mentioned before, we continue Stirling Week with Piacenza, which is another scent I asked Stirling to make years ago. Unfortunately, they made it. And this smells like Acqua di Parma Colonia. If you're familiar with that fragrance, that's what it smells like. We'll put the notes for you right there so you can get an idea of the notes. This is one of those soaps, the Acqua di Parma Colonia scent. If I had just seen the notes, I would have never bought it. But it's one of those soaps that I tried early on, and I loved the scent. So the notes for me probably wouldn't be 100% hit, but the scent just comes together beautifully. Oh man, really, really beautiful. There is a look at the pour. This is an older soap now, so it's gotten more firm. But generally, they're medium in consistency. Great price on these, $13.75 for 5.8 ounces, or $2.37 an ounce on our cost chart, which is an exceptional price. This is a tallow-based soap, and we'll show you the ingredients right there. Always a good performer, Stirling. Great price. I can't say enough good things about it. That's why we're having a Stirling week. All right, so the razor for today, I got this off the Wet Shaving Enablers BST, which I created years ago. So if you're on Facebook and you're looking to buy or sell used shaving wares, check it out. If you please, I will link it below. This is the Encoch razor by Occam's, and I got this from a gent named Cullen for a good price. It retails for, actually it's on sale now for $149 at Classic Shaving. I'll put the links below. This is made in China. It uses Artist Club style blades. It comes with a lifetime warranty, 316 stainless steel, and the fit and finish is okay. It's not great. It's sort of brushed stainless finish, but if you look at it really closely, you can see lots and lots of marks in it, which, you know, you're going to have that with brush, but some of them aren't uniform. So the fit and finish is just okay, but we look forward to using it because I think it's a interesting looking razor, and I got it for a great price, so why not give it a go? And Cullen also sent a Stirling brush when I bought this, so thank you, Cullen, because he knows I love Stirling. So let's get into it today. I'm going to go ahead and start off by misting, and I want to remind you, Real Talk this Friday, we'll be having Shane from Blackland Razors on. We'll put the slide there for you, so if you have any questions for Shane, put them below. And also, I invite you to look at the links below. Just about every day I get questions, where can I get this or that? They are below. You might have to push a little arrow if you're on mobile to see all the links, but all the links, everybody I talk about, everything will be below. So please check that out, including this mister. Okay, let's get into it with our Stirling Badger. And this is the first time I'm using this brush, so my lather may not look as glorious as it normally does, but we think we have a pretty doggone good lather here today with Stirling. When I looked at this brush, I thought, right out of the gate, I thought this one might be set. The loft is a little lower than I typically like, but figured why not give it a go. It's Stirling, there it is, and Cullen sent it, so I figure I will give it a go, and if I don't like it because it's set a little low for my taste, I'll just give it away, no big deal. Boy, this soap smells great. If you love Acqua di Parma Colonia, that great Italian citrus sort of scent, check it out. Again, years ago, I contacted Rod and said, hey, I'd love for you to make this scent. And fortunately, he did. It's been in the lineup ever since. And the same thing with Campagna. That's their most recent release. And I asked them to make that because it's, to me, a very complimentary scent to this. They're not the same by any stretch of the imagination, but they complement one another. And I find that I enjoy most of the Acqua di Parma fragrances. All right, good enough here. As you can see, my working theory, and I've mentioned this before, is the Badger hair is a little bit thicker than synthetic, so you'll see those sort of lines in the lather, whereas you don't see it quite as much with synthetics, but still, just for the purpose of applying the lather to the face, no problem here. And I don't scrub my face, and I've been asked about that recently, a couple of comments yesterday, and I was like, well, this is just the way I do it to be easy on my face, because I'm about to drag a very sharp stainless steel blade across it. So over the years, I have found that less scrubbing with the brush is better for me. It may not be for you. You should always shave in the way that works best for you. If you want to do a lot of scrubbing, knock yourself out. But for me, a lot of scrubbing just isn't necessary, and it certainly isn't necessary to apply the lather. So here we go with our Occams. That feels pretty nice. Doesn't feel super blade feely. I'm getting some blade feel, but not too much. It feels overall, so far within those first few strokes, I would say it's on the mild end of the spectrum in terms of aggression / efficiency. And you get a little bit of blade feel, but not a lot. But it does feel comfortable so far. So that's actually a plus. And next time I use this, I'll show you how the blade loads, because this is a 3-piece razor. It unscrews down here, and then the top and bottom sort of come apart. It's a unique design, and again, I'll show it next time I use it. Perhaps next week we'll bring it out again, and we'll show you how it loads. Today, I just wanted to give it a shave for the first time and see if I like it. And so far, I'd say it's I'm enjoying it. It's mild, but I can still feel it cutting. I get just a little bit of blade, not a lot. So if you appreciate mild shavers, that might be a good thing for you. I think I just clipped that. Yeah, you see me pulling down that bump right there. So sorry about that. That's been my nemesis, that place. I keep scalping it, and so it's never healing completely. But so far, I'm actually enjoying this. Feels good in the hand. Again, the fit and finish is just okay. I think this is normally, I want to say it's like $199, but right now the price at Occam's is $150. I did not pay that. So thank you, Cullen. Not quite as efficient as my, it's nowhere near as efficient as the Vector or even the Roster. If you want to compare it in efficiency, definitely not to that level of efficiency. This is definitely mild for me, but it feels good. It's feeling good so far. So I would say based on that first pass, pretty happy with that. And I invite you, if you have not subscribed to the channel and you're watching regularly, please subscribe. We really appreciate all the support that we've gotten. It does mean a lot, and I appreciate each and every one of you and your positive comments on the channel here. A lot of people will post comments where they disagree, and disagreement is absolutely fine. There's never any problem with disagreement. The one thing that does not go here on my channel is if you project things onto me, thoughts, motives. That's in the no fair play zone. So I just want to make that clear. If you say, I'm trying to do this or that to offend someone or something like that, that's no-go. Because I call it like I see it. And if I don't like something, I will say so. So I'm not going to take a cheap shot, and try to appear not to be taking a cheap shot. So for example, yesterday I got a comment where someone, I used the Yachi Roster razor, and someone was asserting that I was trying to be offensive to Yachi because I was saying it that way. And the reason I'm saying it that way is because someone brought it to my attention that in Mandarin, it's actually produced more like Yachi and not Yaki or Yaki. And so I'm actually trying to say it correctly. I'm not trying to be offensive at all. And if you're going to come on the channel and assert that I'm trying to be offensive in doing so, that's no-go. You could say, I don't agree with your pronunciation, but the minute that you say I'm doing it on purpose to try to demean, that's uncalled for. You're projecting onto me. You're trying to, assert motives, and that to me is not okay. And so that is the main type of comment that is out of bounds for me, in addition to, personal attacks and things like that, which they're trying to, assert that I am trying to be insulting, and I am not at all. And honestly, go look it up, because I did look it up after I was told by someone who is knowledgeable that it's pronounced Yachi in Mandarin. And so that's the reason I'm doing it, to try to get it right in the way that it is where the razor is produced, not to try to make fun or anything like that. And so those sort of comments are not appreciative, and I will tell you they're not welcome. But disagreement where we're being gentlemen and just saying, hey, I don't agree with, your perspective on this and this is why, then that is entirely okay and entirely welcome. So I just want to clarify that. Otherwise, there aren't a lot of rules. We just try to enjoy the hobby each and every day and have fun. And my goals are, number one, have fun, because that's, it's fun. I love the style of shaving. It has meant the world to me. It's changed my life in so many ways. And number two, evangelize for the hobby so other people can find us. And so those are my two goals. And of course, growth and everything else, as far as the channel goes, comes well after those things. But growth does allow us to reach more people and evangelize for the hobby. And so, that's one of those things that we certainly appreciate, which is why I say, if you enjoy the content, subscribe, please make a comment. It helps the channel out. And I appreciate you for doing so. So far, I'm enjoying this razor. I'm finding it to be pretty enjoyable. Mild, but I think a very decent shaver. I'm honestly, I don't have any buyer's remorse. I got it at a great price on Wet Shaving Enablers. And so I'm enjoying it. And honestly, the Stirling Badger brush, again, I'm not a huge fan of Badger. I just prefer synthetic brushes. That's just me. And again, that's a preference thing. When I say I prefer synthetic, it doesn't mean I'm cracking on you or trying to say you're wrong for using Badger or anything like that. It's just what I prefer. Because again, what's the number one objective of the channel? To have fun, So I want to use things that are enjoyable for me. And that's why we do things the way we do it. And we try to enjoy it to the utmost. And I hope you are too. That's the number one goal. It should be for everybody. If you found this sort of shaving enjoyment and getting those great shaves, it should be, in my mind, goal number one. And then for me, like I said, I have always considered myself to be an evangelist for the hobby. To try to reach as many people as possible. That's goal number two, because I want other people to be able to enjoy this style of shaving, and I want it to stay around. And so sharing these shaves is my way of contributing, and hopefully for years to come, people will find these videos and go, what's this with the razor and the lathering the soap? And, we want to pass this on and share the knowledge. Again, as I've said before, knowledge is to be shared, not hoarded. And so that's what we try to do. All right, let's get to the soap here today. The Piacenza, or as Glenn Helly likes to call it, Piacenza. Remember, he used to say that, and Jill, who passed away last year, sadly, always used to get on Glenn when he said Piacenza, and I thought it was funny. So when we talk to Glenn from time to time, we'll just randomly say Piacenza, to remind him. And he says it now in his videos, again, sort of as a tribute to Jill. For a while he stopped, but I'm glad he's back to his old Glenn Helly self, saying Piacenza. He loves this. He doesn't typically like clone-based scents, but he loves this one, and he likes Campagna as well. So I'm happy for that. All right. Very nice. Again, plenty of hydration in this lather. If you lather Stirling in a way that gets the best out of it, you're going to have plenty of hydration. It's going to be plenty slick. And in my opinion, and again, just my opinion, if you get enough hydration in almost any soap, it's going to be slick. And it's very difficult to discern degrees of slickness in soaps. For example, is this slicker than that? If you get good hydration in almost any soap, it's going to be slick. And if you're able to make a lather that will hold hydration, that really is the key. And almost any soap will provide that. And when people say X soap is slicker than Y soap, it really depends on how you lather it. Because you can make a not so hydrated lather with a soap that's supposed to be slicker. It won't be as slick by virtue of not having that hydration. And you can make a very hydrated lather with a soap that's not supposed to be as slick, and it will be more slick. Hydration is truly the key. Again, I think this is a mild razor. Nowhere near the blade feel that you get with the Vector or the Hawk. or now the Hawk, I'm talking about standard plate. The thing, when we talk about the Hawk version 3 stainless, I'm talking standard plate. That's the one I have. I don't have the other plates. Maybe I should get the more aggressive plate to try it. But this one is mild, but honestly, it's a pretty good shaver so far. And again, in about a week or so, I'll use this again to show you how it loads. Got an interesting loading mechanism. Some people might find it fidgety, but I didn't have any problem getting it loaded. I actually used the that Cobra razor that Occam's also had, and I had more trouble loading the blade in that razor. Yeah, this one, definitely mild. I'm using a Feather Professional blade, by the way, if you're curious. Oftentimes I'll be asked that. But again, that information will be, that will all be linked below. So please look there. And I try to put that information there. If you are interested in something, it'll be easy for you to find. This is a pretty good shaver, though, I have to say. Now, I tell you, if this were $200, would I be pleased with the fit and finish? No, I would not. Keep in mind, though, this one is used. It might have been through several people. I don't know if Cullen was the original owner, but this is not a $200 fit and finish razor here. For what I paid for it, I'm happy. But this is not the fit and finish on this one is not a $200 fit and finish. You would have to have a very good machining job to achieve, that price, in my opinion. But it is a good shaver, and that's the main thing. And it's also enjoyable. And that is truly the main thing for me. Very nice. Man, Stirling Week has been really enjoyable for me because I know I can just make these lathers on autopilot with no finesse required. I can just make the lather and get going. Great scents. No problems with any sort of skin issues, frag burn. Man, tremendous. Man, I have enjoyed it. All right. Let me rinse, and then we'll come back and into the post. Stay tuned. And all right, we are back in off-cam. We did a warm water rinse to remove the soap. We applied the alum, no stinging, so that was a super smooth shave. Followed that with cold water rinse, then dried off with our Lancaster towel, and applied the Stirling alum with, this one has menthol, which is why my eyes is watering. There's a lot of menthol in the, in the Stirling Witch Hazel if you get the mentholated version. Very, very nice. Okay. The Piacenza today was top-notch. Absolutely loved it. Stirling Week rolls on. Excellent soap. I loved it. The Occam's razor. This is the Encoch by Occam's, first used. Thumbs up. Mild razor. I got a great shave with it. I enjoyed it. Of course, we used our Stirling Badger, which wasn't bad at all today. Thank you, Cullen, for that. And we're going to close it out today with the Stirling Piacenza Splash, which I've used quite a bit. And I really enjoy. And we're going to be smelling great and having a great day. And most importantly, we've had a very enjoyable shave for you all, and we've evangelized for this great hobby. So I hope at least you'll do the same. Thanks so much for joining me. As always, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way. And as always, God bless.